My name is Neon, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. People like to ask, what part of LA? South Central. I love LA, and what could I say? Like, I think it's one of those things, like, people want to be from LA, people hate people from LA. They go to LA, they like, I didn't have a good time, but it's like, you like it, you want it. Tap in. My mom decided to move out here because LA is expensive. So she was like, I'm gonna try Vegas. I found some apartments that's cheap. She didn't know what she was doing. She moved out here. I was like, girl, bye, I'm not going. So I stayed in LA, and then my sister was like, girl, I'm going to Vegas. So I lived with my sister, so I had to come here. But I was here probably like a hot 3 months. And at the time, my cousin was going to UNLV, so it was cool. I could get away, go to the dorms, hang out, live her college life through her. And then she was like, I don't like Vegas. I'm going back to LA. So I called my grandmother. I was like, can I come stay with you? And I went back to LA. And I was in LA for like a little bit over a year. And then I ended up getting a thyroid condition, which I'm pretty sure I already had, but at that time it got bad and I was dramatic. I thought I was gonna die, but I was like 20 years old. So, I didn't know nothing about life. So I was like, I wanna be with my family for my final moments. So I moved to Vegas, clearly didn't die, thank God. But that's what brought me to Vegas. I was like, I wanna be with my family. And then once I got out here, it was really easier to get a job because in LA, like, you literally have to body slam somebody for a job at McDonald's. Like, it's that competitive. It's that many people. And I wasn't finding a job out there. So I was like, okay, so there's some perks here. Obviously, you have different scenes and different, guests that may not understand what you're doing, right? But I feel like, to a certain extent, I always take any opportunity to perform. I've always hit people up. Now I don't, but when I first wasn't getting performances, I would just be messaging people, emailing people like, hey, I'm trying to perform. Hey, I'm trying to get an interview. Like, I used to be real thirsty, and then things just start coming. I went from being thirsty to people asking me to perform. So it's definitely an honor. But in the beginning, I would be so caught up on, am I gonna hit notes right? Is the mic gonna be loud enough? And I wasn't projecting. I want to apologize to my mom because at one point she said that and I was like, girl, you don't know I'm trying to sing this way, right? But what she was trying to say is projecting is important. It doesn't matter if you're trying to do a sexy, sultry voice. And I think that that's something that she's not familiar with, right? But Minnie Rippleton's microphone still needed to be on, but she still needed to project, so I think now knowing that I can just get in there and do what I need to do and it doesn't matter what happens, like the performance you witnessed, my music wasn't playing at full capacity. So it was giving it a very lo-fi sound, and that's not what it's intended. There's moments where you need to feel the bass. And because I composed this music and, made the beats myself, I knew something was off, but I sang through it. I gave the person opportunity to fix it and they couldn't fix it on the fly, which is fine. I didn't feel any type of way, right? I'm glad that happened for both of us because that's an opportunity for her. That's an opportunity for me. And I just sang through it. And then at the end I was like, hey, I don't think it's plugged up. Once that last track, I was like, yeah, this one got a little more hidden to it. But I still walked off the stage proud of myself and not, fearful, oh, I never want to do this again. I would probably say if I had to go back, 2 answers. Barney, I love you, you love me. We're a happy family. Barney taught me how to vibe, chill. The power of dancing, singing, hanging out with friends, right? And he had some bops. If all the raindrops were candy, hey, oh, what it would be. Yeah, standing outside with my mouth open wide. That would be a hit right now. Right now. Put Too Short on there and shake them dreads. Second answer, Tina Turner. So when I was little, for whatever reason, I was watching What's Love Got to Do with It. I don't think that's an appropriate movie for a kid. However, Tina was doing her thing, right? And it was so much different than like all of the other singers because she had like that very rough voice and she danced. And it just seemed like she had a story, no matter what it was. Like, she had a story. So I think Tina Turner really impacted me a lot. I wouldn't say that I have a style like her or anything like that, but that's like, I could appreciate her. And I could appreciate her for like 2 or 3 songs, because I'm little, I ain't got the whole catalog. So you know somebody fire if you're a fan of 2 or 3 songs. Back in the day, I had like a electric keyboard that my mom bought. I think she bought all of us, like, I got a sister and a brother. She bought us a keyboard like for Christmas, like, y'all can play with this. But I come from a very musical family, so it's always karaoke machines and stuff like that. So this was like an extension of that. We also got a camcorder, you know, with the VH tape, and you can like so we used to make music videos and stuff. But anyway, they had these pre-made beats on the piano, and I don't know the real name of this song, but I wrote a song called We Are the People of the Universe. And that also dubs as pretty much the only line in the song. But it was a chant. We are the people of the universe. We are the people of the world. And when you see me walking down the street, you say, ooh, there's a boy I gotta meet. Whatever I'm talking about. And then my sister would kind of harmonize. We'd be like, and we say, ooh, there's a boy I gotta meet. So basically it went to the beat. I was like 7. But basically I put that beat on, you know, wrote my lyrics, sang them. My sister got the camcorder. We doing music videos. And she singing backup with the camcorder. So that's like the first piece of art. But I think the first time I like rapped and like recorded something was Mims, This Is Why I'm Hot. This Is Why I'm Hot. I wrote a rap to that. And Lord knows what I was talking about. Lies, deceit, what I heard somebody else say. But yeah, I remember recording that on this is when had dial-up on the computer. And I had that little skinny microphone, some headphones, and I don't even know what I recorded it on. But then I ended up recording it again on the karaoke machine because I could have a little more control. But yeah, that was a stew. So there's always a debate because you have artists who are created and you have artists who create themselves, right? And I think an artist is someone who is able to express emotions and draw in emotions from what they express, right? But I think like a true artist, when you think of like a Prince, right? A Missy Elliott. I consider Missy Elliott to be a true artist because she is unapologetically expressing whatever she wants to express, whether it's to be cool, whether it's kind of emotional, whether it's sexy, whether it's rap, whether it's sing, dance, style. There's not too many people at that time that looked like Missy Elliott, not even just focusing on the weight, just looked like her, right? I consider her to be a true artist based off of that because she's timeless. I say I considered myself an artist when I recorded the Segway album because there was more thought into the songs. There was a theme. Whereas with Paul, that album was just like me going to the studio trying shit out and then sending it to Paul and he's like, yeah, this works, this, you know, we'll do it. So toward the end, you know, putting it in track form, I started to be more thoughtful with that process. But there was really no real thought behind recording it. They were all about him because I was with him, you know? So it just kind of naturally created itself because he is a muse. Like, even just in a day-to-day, like not dating him, he's like pretty interesting to talk to, look at. So it was kind of easy to create that. But I think with Segway, I had more thought about it. and I was really trying to craft songs together and kind of give you this particular vibe. My favorite thing is being able to get easily inspired. I feel like only an artist can get easily inspired by other people's art. Whereas, I'm not saying normal people, I don't know what to call it. People who don't do art, they might not draw up in them. They get emotional about the music. Like, this sounds good. This makes me want to listen to it, right? But as an artist, when you're listening to something new, you're judging it against your work. You're trying to figure out how they're making you feel and how you could try to make people feel that way. You know, like if I'm listening to something good, like when I was listening to Kendrick Lamar's album, I paused that joker and wrote a rap. Like, I couldn't not. Like, he was impressing me to the point where I felt bad about myself. And I said, wait, I got some shit to say, okay? You know, like, it was completely unrelated, but I felt inspired. And I feel like that's what kind of gets me through life. Is like, I could be going through something and low-key forget, like, I got art. You know, like when it gets bad, like when you get bored, when you get sad, you have this thing to use to make yourself feel better, but at the same time, you create things that also create emotions with others and a way to connect with others. And shit, it sounds good sometimes. Having art, putting it out, and not getting recognized for it. Like, not having people appreciate it or pay attention. Especially like when you're at this stage where like nobody really knows who you are. It's so important to get that feedback, to get that love, you know? And I used to be giving love, right? And I used to be like, damn, why ain't nobody giving me? Like, you know, I got people, like, I got my loyal people, right? Like, there's a girl in London, never met me, always support me, be messaging me, like, you know, put her friends up on my music. And when I go look at those Apple streams, I know it's her. When it say the UK, like, I know it's Shawty, you know what I'm saying? So I do have that love, but like sometimes from my peers, like not getting that love back, because I'm always showing love. Like, I go out my way to show love. I go out my way to share, right? So sometimes not feeling that and knowing that people possibly seen your shit and just being like, oh, you know, and that feeling of like, damn, like, is it not good or what is it? You know, because for a moment I was like, man, I'm gonna stop showing love. But then me, I'm like, that's not even who I am as a person. Gotta show love. The recognition is nice. It feels good. It validates what you did, right? But at the end of the day, when I listen to it, what do I feel? Like, do I feel inspired? And I'm still gonna pop my shit regardless. Like, I'm still gonna post it. I'm still gonna put it out there. I just always focus on who is paying attention and continue to put it out there, and knowing that like it will eventually reach those people who aren't paying attention. They're gonna eventually start paying attention because everybody else is paying attention, right? And I don't hold it against them. Like, you know, people are entitled to do what they want to do with their social media, and it's just social media. And sometimes psychologically, you can create these narratives in your mind that aren't real. They might not see your shit. I would have to play Box Chevy for them. And I would have to translate it, Box UFO. Box UFO. Yeah, no, like I would have to play Box Chevy for him. I feel like Box Chevy is, I don't know, it really, every time I hear it, and I've heard it before it was recorded, I just feel really inspired by it. Like, and it's just a simple driving around with a nigga. But it's about it's about being black, right? It's about driving around with a nigga, possibly having the police on your ass, but still just vibing and being in love. It's been a lot of self-discovery. It's been a lot of taking suggestions from people, because I do. People are like, hey, you should try to make this kind of music, and I'll consider it. I'm always open, right? But that is confidence that like I write songs. Sometimes when you're younger or like just starting out, you write a song and you don't consider yourself a songwriter, right? But I'm a songwriter. I can write songs with other people. I choose not to, for the most part, but I could write country songs. I could write pop songs. I could write a rap song, you know? So I think that like just that confidence from Paul to Sideshow, it's shown. Like, you're gonna see it, you're gonna hear it, you're gonna feel it. And just still being like hopeful of finding love. That's what Sideshow is about. Like, is about love, and also tying in my personality and the gang culture, LA culture, Oakland culture, Texas culture, you know, Houston culture, whatever, you know, that car culture, right? That is like the undertone for Black people, that car culture, right? Like when you think about when a nigga get a car, he put on a good outfit because he got that car. He want to drive around and impress his friends because he got that car. He want to pick up a bitch because he got that car. He gonna go to the liquor store because he got that car. Go to the car wash because he got that car. It's that car. That car is the vehicle driving his confidence and personality around. And that's what I want people to feel when they hear Sideshow. But I also wanted them to take a step higher than that by making it jazz, because jazz it don't get no blacker than that, like, you know. So, and I feel like when I listen to jazz, whether it has words or not, it gives you some type of feeling, you know, an undeniable feeling. So that's what I wanted others to feel. And I had a friend, and he listened to jazz, right? He was sending me jazz songs, and I never really was interested in jazz, to be honest. Like, I knew a couple jazz songs from here and there, like maybe dance class and different things like that. But I never thought I would tap into that. But what I learned from focusing on neo soul is that like it's an extension of jazz, right? So it is very jazzy, and it does kind of have the same vibe. So when I started making jazz, it wasn't far-fetched. I fell right into it. It felt like home. It felt like where I was supposed to be. And I think that like sometimes boxing yourself into something, because I started off rapping and I felt more comfortable with neo soul so that I could kind of do rappy shit. You know, like I kind of, you know, do like a rap verse here and sing, right? And that was me trying to like hold on to that rap, like. And as I get older and start experimenting and listening to stuff, and like I'm a music whore, so a lot of people just send me music and I send music. With that, I started listening to more jazz, and I was like, this is what I want to do. Like I want to see what I could do with this, and I want to see if I can make it me. And I was able to, because I didn't want to sing You Stepped Out of a Dream. Like everybody sings that, right? I wanted to sing what was on my heart, but make it jazz. I want them to take away that like a love song can sound so many different ways, right? And that you shouldn't just expect something from someone. You should be open to new things. And I think that's what the Sideshow is about, is that like I'm pretty sure when someone first stumbles across a takeover or a Sideshow or niggas popping their shit in Texas, if they've never seen that before, they're like, whoa, what is this, right? This looks dangerous. It looks exciting. It looks cool. people look very confident. Other people look very intrigued, right? It's so many thoughts going through their mind when they experience that. And that's exactly what I want them to experience when they listen to the album, is that I wasn't expecting a song about a car. I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting jazz. Like, I want them to have a box of emotions. And I'm open to the feedback. Like, hey, I wasn't expecting this. I don't like this. Whatever it is, I want to hear your thoughts. Subscribe now. Make sad songs. Yeah. I have sad songs. I just have not recorded them. Haven't mustered up the strength to even perform them, right? But sad music. I feel like people see me as this happy person, very goofy and stuff like that, but I am a sad person just like anybody else. Like, everybody has the ability to be sad, right? I want to be able to show that. And I think that in due time, I think that this Sideshow is a great segue for me to get there, like to be able to open up and show that side. Don't be scared. Just like when you go to a restaurant and you keep ordering the meatloaf and then one day you're like, I think I'm gonna try the tacos. Look at music that same way. Like, focus on how it makes you feel, because your confidence and how you feel about the music will dictate how others will feel about it. Because if you box yourself in and stick to something that may not be working for you, you're robbing yourself of the experience of music. And I think that the experience of music is what is most beautiful.
The experience. Go a little bit deeper on that. What do you mean by that?
Like creating music, writing, expressing yourself, getting emotional. Like, I feel like when you're writing an emotional song, if you're not crying while you're writing it, you're not writing it. You're holding back, right? So experiencing music, if you're just like, oh, I want to make music like Gucci Mane, right? That's fine. But you're not tapping into all this other shit that you could be doing, stuff that you could be trying. You got a huge library of instrumentals on YouTube where you can literally explore. Sometimes the background music of my life is just me playing instrumentals. And that guides me places that I didn't think I was gonna go. I never thought I would be trying to rap like Griselda. It's just something that you like, damn, this shit tight as hell, right? You like, let me throw on Griselda instrumentals. And next thing you know, you're writing and vibing. But, just don't limit yourself. Like, we have several relationships that we'll be in our life. Some people find the love of their life first try, but it's the same thing with music. So you could fall in love a couple different times with different styles and genres.
About it.
What's poppin'?
Put your heart in mine. I feel your energy to climb. Forever you're forever mine. Welcome to the Segway. No more speeding on the pathway. Welcome to the Segway. No more speeding on the pathway. Welcome to the Segway. No more speeding on the pathway. Release myself, activate my mind, kiss me slow.
Now this is
There's nothing wrong with working Las Vegas if you enjoy it. But if you want to be someplace else, that means that you enjoy it less. So it was like working the Fairmont hotels, doing mostly all the conventions. That was wonderful and fun and gratifying. But then when it no longer became fun and I wanted to get back into this, then the impatient part sort of.
who believed in you along the way?
Me. all me. My family's very small, and I don't really discuss my desires with my family in that sense. That's all very private, you know. A few very close friends that I would talk about. Yeah, it's not, they knew I wanted to be an actress, but that's like, sure, and I want to be a singer. I mean, everybody has all these things that they want to be. It's like, sure, maybe you'll get there. But it wasn't that person there that's going, do it, you'll get it, don't worry, you know.
When I named myself Neon, I wasn't really thinking about the colors, but I've always been into colors, right? So kind of changing my artist name to Neon kind of like woke up those colors that might have been sleeping for a while. It's always been just Neon, but for Instagram purposes, I was like, let me just name it Neon Nick so people could find me or it could stand out a little bit. And I had no idea so many people was named Neon. So if I would have known that, I would have just named myself Neon Nick. But I think I was kind of worried about, I think they're gonna think this is a guy. You know, that's what I was thinking. But people really just call me Nick, like in real life. Like my family, they don't call me Nicole. So it would have been fine. But you know, sometimes you just get in your head and think too much. But you know, it's just Neon. It's always been Neon. But because my name has always been Nick, that's where the Instagram Neon Nick came from. I get on the laptop. I make beats with intentions for songs. So I'm not the type of person who just make a beat just to make a beat. Like I'm making a song. When I sit down, I'm making a song, right? So I do it here. I have a process of like making the beat, writing a song. Then I jump on my phone, do like a quick little draft. If you're an artist and you know, don't know about N-Track, I like N-Track. I know some people use like GarageBand. GarageBand for me is not as user friendly on the phone, but N-Track, I pop the MP3 that I export. I can put the lyrics in N-Track. Now I'm doing a commercial for free. Y'all need to pay me. You could put the lyrics in N-Track so that you can look at it and record. I put my headphones in, record me a draft, record some backup vocals so I can see how it sounds, and then I listen to it and be like, is this a vibe? Do I want this song or do I want to make something else? And that's really the process. And it all happens here after work, sometimes at work, sometimes on break, you know, like, so it can be done. I think what I like about being able to create here is like being around colors. Even when I was little, I always liked colors. And being able to decorate my house like my room would have been if I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I didn't have my own room. No boohoo story. I mean, I feel like that's kind of common. Some people don't have their own room. You share a room, whatever. But I never had the opportunity to just decorate my room and have it look how I wanted to. So that's kind of the concept of like my living room, is for it to be like a child's room. So then it kind of doesn't limit me creatively. I don't, like when I make songs, I'm not like, oh, like maybe I need to start growing up, or I do what I want to do. I vibe, and it's, you know, it's a vibe for me. I feel like the world is so like depressing sometimes. I couldn't imagine being in my house, and I work from home, right? I couldn't imagine being in my house all day and it just be like browns and drabby and dark. I feel like I need a little, you know, balance. And I watch a lot of murder documentaries. So I need that balance. I need to turn that murder documentary off and see a Lego or see a cupcake. And I think food decor is so fun and funny. And I seen like a trend of like a lot of people going to Home Goods and stuff and getting all this food decor, but I've always been into food decor. So I'm super excited to go to like Home Goods and see what they got that I would want. Cause I've had a lot of my food stuff before. I go to Urban Outfitters and just see what they got. Like, I'm like, ooh, they got a waffle candle, they got this and that. And then people gift me food stuff. So like my mom gave me this little buddy for Valentine's Day, and I keep calling him Mr. Cupcake, but his name is Mr. Ice Cream, because I look and he has that waffle cone booty.
He does have a waffle cone.
Yeah, but yeah, like my friend gave me that.
The one that you're Which one is that from?
I have no idea. I call him just Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Like from Sex and the City. I sleep with him. But I don't know what this is. My mom gave it to me. I like anything soft and cuddly. So I didn't know who he was. I looked at him. I was like, oh, cute. Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Yeah, I love Sex and the City.
You and Carrie.
Me and Carrie Bradshaw. I'm Carrie Bradshaw, Mr. Big. So when I was figuring out what to name this project, I was leaning towards car names. So like it was gonna be Pink SS Impala. It was gonna be like Caprice Classic. Like I was going that route, but I also didn't want to box myself into a specific car, because then I'm like, for me, I'm like, I want the cover to be with that car. What if I can't find that car, right? So I was talking to Paul, and he was like, well, like, why don't you name it like Sideshow or The Takeover? He was like, because the only song that hadn't been written at that point was Sideshow. So he was like, all of the songs are about like this and that. And what happened was, the reason why I kind of got inspired to start writing these kind of songs is this dude I was talking to. I always think I'm in love with some guy, right? And he was like, we were vibing, everything was cool. And then he kind of like let me know that he was gonna be moving to the Bay for work, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So when it happened, like I wrote this song called Bay Ride, which we ended up getting a clip of it at the last show. So I ended up recording Bay Ride. That was like one of the first songs that I written. And that just kind of sparked. It was like Bay, like you're my Bay, but also the Bay, because he went to the Bay, right? That's when everything kind of came together. And you know, like they say, a double entendre. Like I feel like that's what the album is. So like it's always like a double meaning. Obviously, I'm talking about niggas, I'm talking about cars, and it really just all sparked from this guy that I don't even think about anymore. But because he was moving to the Bay, like that's what I love about like dating and being an artist, is that like you ain't even really got to impact me too much, and somehow I'll be impacted. And you know, I'll love the idea of him for life, just because I was able to like expand. Because prior to getting into the Sideshow or making songs for the Sideshow, I feel like I was making like much sadder music. I was kind of going down that route. Like I was gonna kind of make like I guess like a depressed album. Like I feel like that's what I was going through. But then I also was challenged with like, am I ready to kind of give that? Because I feel like you got to be ready, because that's like super vulnerable, you know, because then you got to think about performing those songs, you know, like, and I'm one of those type of people, if I get emotional, I'm going to cry, you know? So I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And then just with like some of the upbeat stuff like Velvet, you know, I know people really like Velvet. I like Velvet, but it's just that's not the space I was in. It wasn't me. Like I wasn't excited to go perform it. So I was like, I need to make something that's a little bit more grounded to me. And I feel like getting back to the neo soul and stuff. And as I started kind of like playing with sounds, I was like, wow, jazz, you know, kind of having that jazz sound, for me, it just fit me a little bit more, especially where I was at. So the Sideshow, that's really how it was birthed from some nigga I ain't gonna even talk to no more.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
So I was notorious for having my phone on my lap. And once Snapchat got that feature where you could like hold it down and it could record by itself, I would just have instrumentals going and I would just be singing and, you know, like freestyling, driving around on my way home from work or whatever in traffic. Then when I get home, the car was kind of like my studio. I would just vibe there because I lived with my mom, so I didn't feel like I could go in there and really just do my shit. Like I couldn't really write in there. So I wrote a lot in the car. So I would say the entire Paul album was written in my car from start to finish. And that kind of built my identity. I started to listen to what I sound like and be like, okay, this sounds good. And the first song that kind of drove me into what became the album Paul was Galaxy. So with Galaxy, what I really loved about it was that the beat was like really kind of a hip hop beat. Like it gave me that like hip hop vibe, and I didn't have the resources or the know-how to get it done. But funny enough, if you look at the music video, it doesn't come across what the intentions were there, but that's not how it looks. I wanted it to be like Cream, Wu-Tang. So I bought a trash can from Home Depot, like a metal trash can that I was gonna set on fire. And I wanted everybody to have big jackets on and be around the trash can, like vibing like Wu-Tang. Only I'm this girl, and I'm not, like, sometimes I don't even put together like what I sound like versus what I want it to look like, right? So I wanted this like super hood, you know, Wu-Tang vibe. So in the video, that's not what happened. The trash can thing didn't work out, and I didn't get a lot of people to come out. Sometimes it's hard, like as a singer, it's kind of hard sometimes to get people to come fill in those spaces for a cool music video. Whereas if you're a rapper and you're like, oh yeah, nigga, we got a hose, we gonna have a drink, a gun, and niggas like, oh shit, what's daddy? Like, they on their way. But when you're a girl shooting a singing music video, niggas like, what am I gonna be doing? Like, you know? So, right, like, what am I, video vixen? So basically with that, you know, that kind of became the identity. Like, I had balloons, and I love balloons. I love pink. So I have like my nephew, for no reason, for no purpose, in the back of the music video running with balloons. You know, I got my sister in the music video. She does not want to be there. She has no idea why she is now in the music video pretending to shoot dice. Like, but it was like, that's who I am as a person, just random shit. So that's what sparked, at the time, The Boulevard was my name. I would say from 2011 to pretty much 2015, I wasn't an artist no more. It was something I spoke about, but it wasn't something I was living. So I started, I always had been looking for opportunities, like where studio, I couldn't find nothing. Like, Instagram ain't like it is now. Like, you can go on Instagram and type in Las Vegas recording studio and you have a bunch of them pop up. At that time, no. There was nobody on Instagram. So I'm like Googling. I probably found like 1 or 2 places they didn't answer the phone, or their price was out my price range. So it was something that was slipping away from me, but I always wrote. But at that time, I was strictly a rapper, right? So when we fast forward to 2017, I meet Paul. I got stuff on SoundCloud. I got an assortment, I'll say, of songs. Nothing matched, nothing made sense, nothing was really authentically me. And he was like, he heard one song called Liquor Talking, where I was singing, kind of like sing rapping. He was like, yeah, like, and he's very blunt. He was like, you're a better singer than rapper. And I was hurt. I like, literally, that sparked a whole like argument for a while. Like, I'm like, but I'm glad that happened, because sometimes people can see things in you that you can't see in yourself. And because I was younger, I just assumed like, oh, this rapper is my identity. But I am a more softer person. I am a more like laid back person. I do like to just kind of vibe. Me being a rapper, like, it's more of an imagination thing. It's like more of like fun, but it's not something that I can keep up with. Like, I can't give you a whole album of me rapping like I'm part of Griselda.
I'd listen though.
I would too.
I would listen to that.
I would make it. I would make it for fun. Like, for fun, I would make it, right? But I think I would probably need help. I would need writers. Like, I would need people to be like, you sound a little corny right there. Because I am corny. Like, I'm like goofy and, so here I am, pull out the AK, chop a nigga. Like, after a while, it's like, girl, like, you was just crying a few minutes ago. Like,
He saw the tears.
yeah. Then they would pull my whole shit. Like, what's happening with Drake? What happened with me? They be like, nah, Neon Chi, like, that ain't her, So singing, it allowed me to be more vulnerable and like emotional. Paul was my boyfriend many moons ago. Like, I would say like 2017 to 2019, right? And we just were better off as friends. And we're friends. Like, he's like probably my best friend at this point. But when I wrote those songs, I was dating Paul. And the real reason why I named it after him was, of course, he inspired a lot of these songs. Not all of the songs are 100% about things that he did, but maybe an emotion that he gave. But he was really, really influential with trying to push me for my dreams. So, like, that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't work out in a relationship. Because it can get really, really, like, personal when someone's telling you the truth about your work. And some people can't handle that. Not even, Tamar and Vince couldn't handle that, right? So for me personally, I appreciate him. When I was younger, when I first met him, he like, you're a better singer. It just always kind of felt like, oh, you're trying to change me. But it's like, sometimes you need people to be an artist, right? If you want to be an artist. If you just want to make music just to make music for the fuck of it, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you want to be taken serious, you have to have some type of direction, right? So that was why I named the album Paul, because he really helped me. If I recorded a song, I send it to him like, how does it sound? Like, and I know I'm gonna get the truth. And I'm like, man, this one ain't it. Like, and sometimes he sent me beats. Like, he would go and create a playlist of beats. He like, these sound good, right? And I'd be like, I'll listen to them. So I just wanted to pay homage and be like, we were already broken up when I named the album after him. And I was dating a guy and he was like, you gonna name the album Paul? Like, what the fuck? Like, what about chopped liver? And it's just like, I'm sorry. Like, that's how I move. Like, I'm gonna call it what I call it. So like, if I feel like I want to pay homage, and that's what I do. So Paul's my ex-boyfriend, but he's my friend now for years, and it's a cool friendship to have, to be like, because sometimes you have a boyfriend and it ends and it's just like, that's it. But it goes to show that not every, they say like people in your life for reasons, seasons, or whatever. That is true, right? So somebody can be in your life for a season for a specific reason, but that don't mean that they have to leave your life. So with the process of the Velvet track, making Velvet itself was easy breezy. I was going to a specific studio, and in my mind, I thought, like, this is it. Like, this is the studio I'm gonna be going to. Everything's gonna be good. It started not working. So I went back to a studio that I had already been recording around, and I started producing some of the songs, and I kind of just put together, like, I knew that we were headed in the house direction. Drake had just dropped a house inspired thing. This is before Beyonce even dropped her album. I had already recorded Velvet. And one of the things that happened with Velvet is so interesting. When I was recording Velvet, I told the engineer that I wanted some bounce music vibes towards the end. So in the song, towards the end, we sample Karma Hydra's voice, and she like, dang, spark like, I can't remember the words. Yeah, shine like a diamond on your Riri. Yeah. So we sampled that, right? I'm like, let's sample that and like mix it up. But what I really wanted to do at the end was take it bounce and make it more, bounce. And the person, I don't know if they didn't feel like doing it or they didn't know how to do it. They were like, it can't be done. So I was like kind of disappointed. Like, dang, like, you know, I took that like, oh, it can't be done, right? But I knew it could be done. And a couple weeks later, Beyonce drops Break My Soul or Release My Soul. What is it called?
No, Break My Soul or, yeah.
Yeah, you gonna break my soul. Yeah. And it's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted, was how they sampled Big Frida, and it was house bounce. Like, that's exactly what I was looking for. But basically I started going back to another studio, and it just was a complicated process because I was fighting against me wanting my art to be the best that it could be and shine as bright as it could be, and a person being like, this is just McDonald's. I'm just here to click, record you, fix it up a little bit, make sure the onions don't fall off the bun, put one pickle on there, a squirt of ketchup. You ain't getting no mustard. Ain't no lettuce and tomato on this cheeseburger, right? And here's your burger. And I kept getting this burger, right? These songs, and I'm just like, it don't taste right. Something missing. Like, how am I making beats? And I don't really know how to make a beat, but I'm making the beat and it sounds good. How am I giving it to you and it's sounding worse than when I gave it to you? But like, this is not my forte. I'm new to this, you know? So that's what it was. So I just had a real bad taste in my mouth about the whole It's Almost Summer. Like, I feel like everything like just started falling, but not into the right places. And I was so defeated after that album that I don't even listen to it. I didn't do any more music videos other than No Smoke, and also my fault, right? Close friends and other artists will tell you I'm not difficult to deal with. I'm just a lot to deal with when it comes to what I want. So here I am. I want you to turn into a mountain. That's a running joke that one of my friends always says. It's like, yeah, you'll just call me like, yes, I got this great idea. I want you to turn into a mountain. And then we're going to pour ice cream in the back. Like, you know, just this stuff. And it's like, sometimes artists, I wasn't respectful that artists have their own aesthetic. Regardless if I look at it and I can acknowledge this is their aesthetic. This is what they're comfortable with. This is what they're selling everybody. And I'm like, oh, well, we got this song together. I want you to sell my aesthetic. That's how I took it, right? So with having those features on that album, I was like, I can't keep pushing my aesthetic on everybody. I gotta just kind of make music by myself and maybe a collab or two. Because the concept for It's Almost Summer was to have a collab on each track. Every song was supposed to have a feature. And I end up realizing how complicated that was to work with other people. And maybe I wasn't ready to work with other people. When I look back, even the issues that I had with audio engineers, it's not always them. It's me like not speaking up ahead of time, holding resentment, feeling some type of way, still working with them, still bringing, like, I'm rewarding niggas with cupcakes and soda, but they ain't even did what I told them to do the first time. But here I am like, oh, if I'm nice to them, they'll do better work for me, right? So a lot of that was happening. So in the end, I lost a lot of my tracks. I don't have performance tracks for nearly half of It's Almost Summer. I can't even really perform it, you know? So with that alone, it's just like, it was a dead album to me.
In 10 seasons in run that day.
In my mind, you worry about it.
I think, you know, right now with, you know, things sounding the same in music in a sense, and the real R&B is feel like it's missing. Yeah. People are missing that. They missing a lot of things that, you know, used to get from artists. It's a lot of, put it this way, it's a lot of artists. It's not a lot of superstars. Nah. And that's, it's, you can name them on one hand. Yeah, so, you know, it's a difference. And I think people are at a place, you know, when you in it, you really not paying attention, but when you get a chance to step outside of it, you be like, something is missing. It don't feel the same. Like, you know, and this is no disrespect to, because there's some great artists out there. I just think it is something that's missing, and we all are feeling it. It's a trend. Something happened somewhere where, you know, a transition happened. I think everybody feel it.
And breath.
Rains. Formula for the cold.
You should just chill. Stop playing games. Stop acting like it's just the same. I need your love. Fuck why you came. Tell her stay over there. Get out my lane. I don't want no smoke, 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 smoke. I don't want no smoke, 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 smoke. I don't want no smoke, 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 smoke. I don't want no smoke. Just keep it cool.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna send you something else just to use up my time, but none of this is sounding like I want it. Feel like a moondrop. Your kisses are stand. I'm tearing up. Your love so painless. You got me sitting sideways. You got me sitting sideways. Oh, I'm in a daze. I'm in a daze. Okay, I'm done with this song. I don't like it.
Feel like a moondrop.
It's the way I'm holding the note.
Kisses are
What's that word?
Vibrato
No, what's that word you're saying? Your kisses.
or lace
Your love
and
is so painless.
and women.
You got me sitting sideways. Oh, I'm in a daze. You got me sitting sideways. Oh, I'm in a daze.
Okay, it's a song called Bay Ride. We can just save it how it was. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that song. It might 100% be me and not the song. But I am the song. Maybe I have to come back. I don't feel like I'm really in a good studio spirit today as well. You can also mute all the vocals on here. It sounds horrendous.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm I just don't feel like I'm producing what I want to hear from me, and I think I'm letting my head get the best of me, and I can't like snap out of it. It's happened before.
In the studio?
Yeah.
It's like a studio thing, like you just kind of get.
Yeah.
Is it because it's just so like? What do you think that is? I don't want to get in the way.
Probably just me, just me, and it's been. Yeah, but I think when you got like when your headspace is not 100% clear, then it just, and I'm one of those type of people, like I'm very hard on how it sounds, so, and I don't know, I'm just not getting past it, but we're gonna do a ride. Just not wasting time. Everybody's here, to support. He's here to engineer. Like I want to make useful, make time useful. So I have tons of songs that I never record because I do record at home, specifically on my phone for reference, and that sometimes is the issue because the references, although they lack in quality, it might be more authentic. And then as you start to re-sing something, sometimes you're not singing it exactly how you sang it in that moment. So I forgot the question. Yeah, if I would have came in here and not been able to get nothing done, let's say like before you and Black Love got here, I was already working on a song that they heard, the wood grain. And I really thought I liked wood grain. But when I was starting to sing it, I wasn't feeling it. Like it just didn't feel. And I kind of knew what kind of day I would have based off of that. Because I'm pretty sure I can come back and re-sing wood grain and I'll probably like it, right? So once I started trying to work on Sideshow and she came, I was like, let me go ahead and push through it and try to get at least a foundation down so that way she can do her parts. Because if it's your first time in the studio and you could tell her coming right in the beginning, that's hard for anybody. Coming right in the beginning of a song and then not having the parts of me there. So I was like, let me do my part so that way she can have it. And I think also I do struggle with doing more than one thing at once. Like maybe being worried about people getting here and me being able to make sure they're not outside and then also singing and also trying to direct somebody. I think that probably also plays a role in it, like where I should just relax and just go with the flow. I think that's something that's like my biggest weakness is trying to be in control of certain things that I don't have control over and then losing focus of what I'm actually here to do, and which is just sing. I feel like I could, not that I feel like people in the studio are judging. Okay, that's probably what I feel like. People in the studio are judging, if we're being honest, even though they're not. They're just here. They know it's going to sound crazy a few times until you get it. They may hear good things that you don't hear and vice versa, right? So I think that that's what makes a difference. When I'm at home, it's just me. But I also don't like being the only person to hear me work through the stuff. So I wouldn't personally just have a home studio without, unless I had other people there to bounce off of, because then it would just be what I thought, you know. And I also feel like I practice being comfortable singing and performing around people for performance purposes, right? Like if I'm shy in the studio to sing, how am I gonna get on stage and sing? Like it just, like you just have to rip away the shyness. And at first it was a struggle. And I was in there talking to myself. Y'all probably can hear me. When I first started going to the studio, I used to be drunk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be drunk a lot with my friends and we would make like really funny songs and stuff like that. And I felt really loose because we were drunk. But when you're doing something serious, you want to be in your right mind, you know, just so that way you can get done. Because you be in there, I probably end up sounding like Lil Wayne. I don't know. Just redoing his songs in there. Lollipop. So if you want to come in sooner, because were you trying to avoid me at the end?
Yeah, that's what I thought I needed to do.
I mean, it's up to you. I do feel like the intro, I mean, the part that before you come in is a little bit less talking from me, which will probably make it sound smoother. So yeah, we can try it that way. Again, just so you can feel, because I know you feel like, oh, I don't want to go. But then you just do it the first time you need.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's still good though.
Okay. All right. So will you let me know when to come back in? For
the second part? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can go over here. So Oh, can you hear me? Oh, I mean, it feels nice to be able to support somebody, especially because it was her first time being in the studio. So that was a cool experience. I wanted to make her experience cool, you know, and not like where she felt no support. I just think about the times when I had studio sessions that didn't go good and like what that felt like and what the issue was. And I just try to like fill in the spaces for that, like, because you can, you know, like when you go to the studio, this person doesn't know the song, you know? So like, unless they already know you or something. So you're pretty much singing your song. So it's only so much feedback. If they're open to giving feedback or if you're open to receiving feedback, that you're going to have that experience. So has she come to the studio by herself to just record it and it's her first time being in the studio, depending on what she expresses to who she's working with, she might have just been in there figuring it out by herself on her first go, right? And that's pretty much what I probably had to do my first few times going to the studio by myself, is just like figure it out. And I probably needed more direction. And now I still feel like I probably need direction. I think that's probably where I do struggle, is going in there and having an expectation for myself in the song and maybe not being able to like rip away from what I think it should sound like, you know? So I feel like having guidance kind of like helps you get, because like every song that you hear has more than one hand in it. Like, it could be a bunch of writers on one song, a singer, this and that, right? Majority of the time it's just me. So I don't really have that like back and forth. So for her first time, I just wanted to make sure it was cool, like where she, and she got it, like, and she used to rap. So I know that the first time she went, she probably was thinking, I need to be on the beat in a specific way. And I was like, no, just do it. Like, don't think about it like you're making a rap song. Just do your poem and just let it come out that way.
Gas, brake, dip. Gas, brake. Oh, God, gas, brake. Gas, brake, dip. Gas, brake. Oh, God, gas, brake. Gas, brake, dip.
Let me hear it. I'm gonna have to put a pin for this song because that ain't right. But I can hear it back though. Well, I was trying to make my voice sound deeper, but when I'm doing it with a deeper voice, it doesn't really sound like much. I'm trying to move away from like the baby voice, but obviously, I guess that's just my.
Let's get away. Oh, I wanna feel jelly spill. I wanna buck Chevy, you and I in the hills. I wanna dance, I wanna squeal. I wanna buck Chevy, you and I in the hills. Drifting, burn out, donuts, you can lose well now. Drifting, burn out, donuts, you can lose well now. You lose too. Won't you lose them? You can lose them, baby. Won't you lose them?
The way we slide, you would have thought it was black ice. And maybe it is if you catch my drift, the way these chrome lips come within inches of the asphalt, bending corners like NASCAR or a space-time continuum. As we continue on, we're sending the haters on a wild goose chase trying to catch the vibe. But even if they flew south, they couldn't ride. In my box Chevy, bow ties, those nights, those thighs, you smoke, I drive, took her to the levee and she was everything but drive. Every spring we ride through the hills just for the thrill of it. Every summer these cops be on the hunt just for the kill of it. Trying to act like we ill legit, so we flee the scene. Smoke billowing out from burnt rubber, hitting Krispy Kremes like preteens. Running from 12 now. Avoid the bookings, beloved, we won't need bail now. Puffing on Cali, doing calisthenics, we might lose 12 pounds. Let your hair down. A bag that can never be fumbled. You my ghetto Rapunzel, beautiful and humble as a mumble in the jungle. Bold yet subtle, cold-blooded. Let's cuddle, and maybe we can warm up like my thumb on the defrost button. Stunned in my box Chevy.
You can lose well now. Drifting, burn out, donuts. You can lose well now. You can lose too. Won't you lose them? You can lose them.
don't be scared. Just like when you go to a restaurant and you keep ordering the meatloaf and then one day you're like, I think I'm gonna try the tacos. Look at music that same way. Like, focus on how it makes you feel, because your confidence and how you feel about the music will dictate how others will feel about it. Because if you box yourself in and stick to something that may not be working for you, you're robbing yourself of the experience of music. And I think that the experience of music is what is most beautiful.
Go a little bit deeper on that. What do you mean by experience?
Like creating music, writing, expressing yourself, getting emotional. Like, I feel like when you're writing an emotional song, if you're not crying while you're writing it, you're not writing it. You're holding back, right? So experiencing music, if you're just like, oh, I want to make music like Gucci Mane, right? That's fine. But you're not tapping into all this other shit that you could be doing, stuff that you could be trying. You got a huge library of instrumentals on YouTube where you can literally explore. Sometimes the background music of my life is just me playing instrumentals. And that guides me places that I didn't think I was gonna go. I never thought I would be trying to rap like Griselda. It's just something that you like, damn, this shit tight as hell, right? You like, let me throw on Griselda instrumentals. And next thing you know, you're writing and vibing. But, just don't limit yourself. Like, we have several relationships that we'll be in our life. Some people find the love of their life first try, but it's the same thing with music. So you could fall in love a couple different times with different styles and genres.